Hi there and good morning. This is the poisoned rook trap and it's in the Evans Gambit accepted. E4 and E5, knight F3 and knight C6. It starts off as an Italian as always in the Evans Gambit. Bishop C4, Bishop C5 and B4. The signature move of the Evans Gambit, offering up that B pawn. Once taken, white plays C3, which gains time, hitting the bishop and supporting a d4 strike in the center. If the bishop goes back in this variation to c5, d4 hits the bishop, and after e takes on d4, rather than take back, which with c takes d4, which might allow bishop to b4 check, white castles first, and black here plays d6. After c takes on d4 and the bishop retreats to b6, more or less an equal position, but white can try this trappy idea, which Ignaz van Kolisch played many years ago. d5, hitting the knight. The knight can go back to e7 with around equality for black. But again, after this move d5, black might be tempted to making this mistake, queen to f6, which is hitting the rook on a1. Looks good for black. However, white here is winning after d takes on c6, giving up that poisoned rook. Because after queen takes on a1, white has a number of winning moves. In fact, Kolisch himself played queen b3, supporting the bishop on f7 there, which is a fine move. Better is the immediate bishop takes on f7, and then we're likely to see a couple of variations. Or king takes on f7, which allows queen to b3 check. Sends the king back to f8, and now bishop b2 hits the queen. The queen's going nowhere. The queen's going to be taken. The best black can do is strike at white queen with bishop to e6. That allows c takes on b7, threatening the rook. And after the rook moves out of harm's way to say d8, then the queen slides over to c3, threatening taking on g7, as well as threatening to take black's queen with game over. Again, after bishop takes on f7, we looked at king takes f7, queen b3 check. How about if the immediate bishop e6 interposing? That's going to be met by knight g5 check, and hitting the bishop, certainly winning for white. So again, back to bishop takes on f7. If then king moves over to f8, declines the offer of taking the bishop, then bishop takes on g8, winning the piece. Rook takes on g8. Now knight to g5. The queen gets out by playing queen takes on a2. Let's have a look. If the queen would have gone to e5 instead, then white wins after queen b3. There's a mate threat there on f7. So if queen e7 defending, then knight takes on h7. Check, king to e8, and queen takes g8, winning for white. So going back to queen taking on a2. Now knight c3 hitting the queen. Queen moves out of the way, queen to c4. Knight to d5, essentially threatening, it looks like, queen to f3 and invading along the f file. If the king moves out to e8, then queen h5 check. After g6, queen takes h7 is one variation here, winning for white. So this has been the poisoned rook trap in the Evans Gambit. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.